This is Boxing Talk 8576 coming at you with a vid, man. I'm gonna talk about Keith Thurman. He had a interview with Baylor Rick. I think his name is Baylor Rick. It was an interesting interview. He was talking about all the fighters that stepped around him, like Guerrero, like Sean Porter, and guys of that nature. Why they're not willing to swim with the lion. You know what I mean? They willing to go fight other fighters, easier fights, those what he calls spotlight fights, where you're gonna pad your record before you fight someone that's dangerous like a Keith Thurman. Um, he talks about the politics of boxing. See, one thing I like about Keith Thurman, he's not getting he's frustrated, but he's not getting that to the point to where he's losing his sense of himself and his awareness and his self worth. He knows he's a really good fighter coming up. He knows he's young. He knows he has time. He knows that the politics of boxing sometimes get in the way of you getting your shot when you really want it. So he's waiting his time. He knows that he has to keep, winning, to stay a part of the other guys. So the guys that are ducking him, they won't no longer be able to duck him when he steps his foot in the water and begin to take charge of the welterweight division. Because right now he's doing some cleanup work. Keith Thurman is slowly but surely cleaning out the welterweight division on the way his career has gone. Um, so by the time Keith Thurman, reach the top of the welterweight division, he's gonna look back and say, "Man, I cleaned out a lot of people," because there's a lot of people in the welterweight division, like a Paulie Malignaggi, Amir Khan just got there, Mayweather is there, Porter is there, Devin Alexander is there, and none of those guys are willing to get in the ring with him. They're not willing to call out his name, because I don't hear none of those guys calling out his name. Keith Thurman is calling all those guys out, putting all those guys on notice, like, "Hey, I'm coming for you. As soon as I crack the top 10, y'all would not be able to step around me anymore." And he mentioned that the fight with Mayweather and Maidana coming up, the fight with Malignaggi and Porter coming up, there's going to be a reshuffle of the deck after those two fights, and then we're going to see what happens and who he will be able to fight, in that group. Which I think after this fight with Julio Diaz, which he mentioned that he's not looking over Julio Diaz. He knows Julio Diaz is a veteran. Julio Diaz knows how to handle himself in the ring, but he put it in perspective. He said Sean Porter had a draw and a win over Julio Diaz, and Amir Khan struggled and got knocked down versus Julio Diaz. So this is like a measuring stick for him. See how he does versus those two guys. And I'm glad he got that in his mind, that he knows he has to go out there and put on a great performance on his first debut. He's debuting a card, which is nice to get his first debut. So he has to just go out there and put in work, man. Just go out there and do what he does. You know what I'm saying? And I think I wanna go to another subject. Mayweather has 4 more fights left. It's many reasons why he won't fight Keith Thurman. One of the reasons is Keith Thurman is young, hungry. You know what I'm saying? He's aggressive in the ring. He goes to the body very well. He's like I know Mayweather fought Oscar De La Hoya for the first time 154 pounds, but Oscar De La Hoya was like a boxer puncher, but he wasn't in his prime. Keith Thurman is in his prime. Keith Thurman is in his prime, right, ready to go. You know what I'm saying? He's ready to beat Floyd Mayweather. I think he's ready to beat Floyd Mayweather if they fight in September, let alone 2015. Because 2015, Mayweather will not be able to handle this guy. September, you know, it'll be a close fight, but I still think Keith Thurman will win the fight. But in 2015, because I think that the winner of American and Collazo may get Mayweather in September, so that means, Keith Thurman will probably have to catch Mayweather in his 2015, maybe May of 2015 if he gets some wins under his belt, far as fighting Sean Porter, capturing that belt. You know what I'm saying? If he could fight Sean Porter next year, capture that belt, call out Mayweather, let's get it on. You know what I'm saying? For the to unify the welterweight titles, and Mayweather will not accept that fight for the reasons I just gave you. Keith Thurman moves very well in the ring. Keith Thurman is very athletic. He can match Mayweather with the athleticism. Mayweather is 37 years old. People fail to realize Father Time is undefeated. Keith Thurman goes to the body very well. Keith Thurman has mobile power. Keith Thurman can move around the ring and still knock you out. See, some guys have to be flat-footed to knock you out. Keith Thurman can knock you out going backwards, going forward. He has power in both hands. He uses a nice jab. And I always thought the key to frustrate Mayweather is using a jab. Keith Thurman has a very hard, stiff jab that can give Mayweather a lot of problems. Keep making Mayweather reset. See, a lot of these fighters don't make Mayweather reset with the jab. You have to throw off Mayweather pop-shotting with throwing the jab. Keith Thurman goes to the body very well. He knocked Diego Chavez down to the body, hurt him to the body very bad, which, culminated in a knockout later. Keith Thurman can adapt in the ring because he showed it in the Diego Chavez fight. He showed that he can adapt in the ring. After coming out, him and the guy first, exchanging hard punches, and he's seen that, okay, let me start boxing. So he got different facets to his game. And I just don't think Mayweather will fight him. I think Mayweather will take other easy shots, easy opponents, to get out, to bow out the game gracefully. I don't even think Mayweather gonna fight Pacquiao. So we'll see, man. Y'all tell me what y'all think about Keith Thurman. Possibly, what do you think is a scenario where Keith Thurman can get a fight with Mayweather? What opponents do you think Keith Thurman can beat to get a possible fight in 2015 with Mayweather? This is Boxing Talk 8576. I'm out.